As we dive into North America for DFN number 15, gotta remind you guys once again that the new patch did drop less than 24 hours before these matches were played, but I guess the upside is for the NA teams, they had a little bit more time than the EU teams did have to prepare. But our initial match, our challenger match between Melee Creeps, who were the only team to defeat Hydronation, up against TF2 Boomers. As we dived into the first match of the night, we continue to see Sinclair being banned away. Something new though was the ban out of TF2 Boomers on 7, and we also got to see the infamous Goober's Spirit Haze. The start of the match continued to go the way of what we saw in the new patch, very TDM heavy. It took 9 minutes for the first guard to go down as TF2 secure it in mid lane. TF2 also looked to gain some control and their first flex slot as they push onto the right lane.
Full cheese down, low main out of it. Goober, the 2-for-1 special over and in, making the haze work right now. You know, there are doubters, including Hus to an extent, but for now, TF2 Boomers keeping it close with the haze comp.
After Melee Creep to get the urn turn in, they try to push their man advantage.
Potentially contested by Goober and Ranger right now. However, as I say that, Cool Cheese just provides enough spacing with the barrel that the turn in relatively painless. However, Cool Cheese goes up a little bit far, gets punished by Goober. See if this counter engage is going to be effective for Melee Creeps. Goober with 2 here so far, just going wild on the haze.
Right off the back of the previous fight, TF2 Boomers push for that right lane Guardian once again.
Getting the Guardian down on right, keep it relatively even. So both teams more access to each other's jungle at this point. Skirmish though going on here, right lane. Mirage under pressure, Deathy forcing back. Hang to the back behind Cool Cheese. Deathy still in the air, Death Slam picks up 2. Frozen Shelter in, locks him right in, but it was also a little bit mistimed. It didn't let Deathy come in for the extra damage, but you know what? It's not needed. It's Goober feasting at the end.
Using Shadow Weave to gain info, TF2 catch up Melee Creeps trying to steal away some jungle.
There's a swap and the pursuit as well. And here comes the gank straight onto Kelvin. Let's see if there's any survival possible here. And no, watch the pop AVG going down immediately.
As we hit our second urn, we see both teams converge to take it.
And you've got Goober looking to reposition with that invis. That's very powerful. There is the Frozen Shelter to break up the fight there. That's going to split everybody up. That's going to be pretty helpful for TF2 Boomers. That's going to make life difficult for Melee Creeps. They're trying to find the engage here together. And there's the Death Slam. That's going to force them back into the structure. And TF2 Boomers controlling space quite nicely. As long as they don't overextend here, they're going to be in good shape. But Melee Creeps, they are looking to stay in good formation still as well. There's still a pretty close fight here, DP.
Deathy diving deep and immediately getting punished for it. Perhaps a little bit of an overextension, was hoping to set up the rest of his team.
And a few minutes later, the fight kicks off again, over the urn that never got turned in.
There, but look at this rotation. In through the jungle. You didn't really see stuff like this last patch, but here we go. Over and in. Bullet dance in from Goober. Is this enough to catch him off guard? Cool Cheese immediately down. A great rotation from TF2 Boomers, backed up by the Frozen Shelter. Goober is down. Melee Creeps looking to turn it back away. They get 2 for 2. Back the other end. Here comes Yal though, directly on the Ranger. Ranger feeling the burn from Talon up ahead. 100 HP. Gonna get away. Pashi Pop over. Down goes at the end. Crazy engaged this fight, Dan.
Melee Creeps find Deathy early on in a fight as TF2 Boomers rotate in, trying to make the best out of his sacrifice.
And as a Lash, you do have those escape options. And here come the teammates into the fight to see if they can try to make Deathy's sacrifice a worthy trade. And how so far every ult's getting popped here, and Ranger can't find a position to engage on, gets isolated, gets taken down, and it's just a string of kills in favor of Melee Creeps instead.
Using their double stealth to gain info, TF2 Boomers force a fight against a rejuvened up Melee Creeps.
So many ways of getting clean pickoffs with telekinesis. Out here from Ranger. Anvil out in response. TF2 Boomers looking for one of those pickoffs right now. Going to be forcing Shadow Transformation out of Pashi Pop. Going in for the grapple. Onto the Geist. Regenerating right back in tune. Goober and Fickle both down. And Melee Creeps absolutely turning that to their favor, Dan.
Yeah, these team fights have just been very, very troublesome right now for TF2 Boomers. Oh my god, they're going to get completely wiped here.
We hit the 25-minute mark, and with the rejuve gone, both teams try to contest the left side buff.
Shifted quite a bit. Paradoxo, quick swap. TF2 Boomers looking for a pickoff. They drop the Shelter up on top. Bullet Dance in for Goober. Melee Creeps, though, still looking somewhat healthy. They're able to catch low main, and it just keeps going. The dance just does not stop. Deathy down. Ranger able to finish off Axe, who is brought so low by the Bullet Dance. Right now, 2 for 2. Not the worst fight for Melee Creeps here so far. Pashi Pop, though, looking very healthy. Shadow Transformation. Now in onto the Geist. dropping the power slash. And overall, just a little bit too much power on the TF2, or on the melee creep side here, Dan.
Yeah, so close, but it's not close enough to actually finish off those kills in a timely fashion.
MC with the 40k lead and earn in hand, forcing engagement that continues the snowball, and it seems like the win versus TF2 is inevitable.
Out here from Goober. Forces out the shadow transformation. Goober's still dancing. Yamato stuck in here. Refresher shadow transformation as Goober continues to dance. Deathy though, down. Goober. The dance is finally stopped. The refresher saving Pashi Pop in the moment. And Kelvin just getting burned down afterwards. And Dan, this might be the beginning of the end for TF2 Boomers after what was a very surprising early and middle part of this game.
Forcing the final fight with mid-boss, melee creeps get their rematch versus Hydra Nation.
We can hear the dancing up top. All the AoE abilities drop the kudzu bombs on the ground. That's not favorable for TF2 Boomers. They're trying to do what they can though. Cards are flying here for Ranger, but his teammates are dying all around him. He's in copper suit though, finding low main. He's so low, but can't quite find the finishing shots. Low main still alive as the pursuit continues from Ranger, but back over towards mid-boss. We've got an absolute wipeout in favor of melee creeps.
And this second stage patron will be demolished. Melee creeps moving on into the money match to fight Hydra Nation once more.
Well, the match ended up being a lot closer than I think maybe some of us expected, lasting a lot longer as well, but still melee creeps came out ahead up against TF2 Boomers, but we did get to see some signs of life, in particular looking over towards Deathy on the lash, putting on a much better performance than we've seen in the past. But now melee creeps have the chance to once again dethrone the team that no one else in North America seems to be able to beat, of Hydra Nation. Make sure you guys check that video out, and also make sure you like and subscribe here to Locked In.